Alright guys, what's going on? Alright guys, what's going on? Alright guys, what's going on? So today is a fucking beautiful day outside. It feels absolutely perfect. I mean, holy hell. I wish every day felt like this. Like, this weather, literally, just now while I was riding, I stopped for a second to think and smile about how fucking good it feels. I have no idea what temperature it is. I don't know what wind speed. I don't know any of that. All I know is it's not too warm, it's not too cold. And there's a nice, it's not necessarily a warm breeze, but it's not a cold breeze. So it feels really good. It helps like keep me cool. But holy shit, does it feel fucking good. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So today's topic, I want to do the best beginner bike or the best beginner motorcycle. Now, I'm not necessarily biased when it comes to beginner bikes. I just started on a Kawasaki 250, but I do know a fairly good amount about different size bikes and what I think would be a good bike to start on. So with that being said, I'm gonna go right out and say it. I think it's the Ninja 300. Now, Kawasaki now has a Ninja 400 for 2018. So, I don't know. I need to look at the specs on that bike and see how much of a difference is that 100cc. Is it too big of a difference to where moving up to a 600 isn't as exciting, or is it too little of a difference to where it's not even worth paying the extra money for it? But with that being said, I would recommend the Ninja 300, and there are a multitude of reasons why. Now, the Ninja 300 was... fuck was that noise? I don't know if you heard that, but it was like a giant fucking screeching sound. Like goddamn dinosaur. I thought it was a cop or an ambulance or some shit behind me. But anyway, so whenever I first decided that I wanted to get a bike, my heart was set on the Ninja 300. So whenever I first decided that I wanted to get a bike, my heart was set on getting the Ninja 300. Now, you all know that I ended up getting the Ninja 250, which was kind of a bummer, kind of not a bummer. It was still a Kawasaki Ninja. Yeah, it was 250cc, not 300, but it was still good for me to learn a fair amount on it. And if anything, it just made me get even more excited for the 600cc's. You know, I went up 350 instead of going up 300cc. So, I don't know. Maybe it made it more exciting for me. Now, the reason why I would suggest the 300 is because it's a fairly modern bike, right? The first one was in 2013. So it is a fairly modern bike. That means it's got ample amounts of technology. It's got ABS, or at least there's an ABS model that you can choose. So it's a very good bike for beginners because it gives you all the necessary technology that you need, such as fuel gauges, ABS, I think possibly traction control. I'm not 100% sure. So the Ninja 300 is a perfect bike for beginners in my opinion. Now, I don't know what everybody else thinks about it. You know, I'm not here to necessarily make you buy a Ninja 300. No, I don't get anything off of that. Why would I do that? I'm just here to inform you that, in my opinion, with the research that I have done and the reviews that I have read, that the Ninja 300 seems to be the most necessarily liked bike amongst all of the beginner bikes, right? So why start on a 300 rather than a 600? That's a good question, right? I started on a 250 and I moved up to a 600. Now I can say from my experience that that was probably one of the best decisions that I have made when it comes to my bikes. Now, that's because starting on a 250, it's not necessarily that you can't start on a 600, right? I didn't even realize that was a fucking cop. I'm going twice the speed limit right now. Jesus fuck. It's not necessarily because it's impossible to start on a 600. It's more to do with the fact that when you start on a 300, moving up to a 600, you know, doubling your CCs feels great. Now that also prepares you for when you move from a 600 to a 1000. It's the same concept. You're comfortable going from 300 to 600. You're gonna be comfortable going from 600 to 1000. That bird almost killed me. One terrific moment, right? When it comes to starting on a 300 as opposed to a 600, I don't think it comes down to the fact that you can't start on a 600. A 600 is damn close to being a perfect starter bike. There's nothing that you really have to know as opposed to starting on a 300 that you should. Or there's nothing that you have to know on a 600 that you don't have to know on a 300. It's all the same stuff. Now 600s usually come with more technology anyway. They're more expensive bikes, they've got more to them, so why not start on a 600? And the only reason that I can think of is because whenever you start on a 300 and you move up to a 600, you've doubled your CCs. So that means it'll take less time for you to get bored of the 600, and it also prepares you for when you go from 600 to 1000. So, start on a 600 and you move up to 1000, you've got nowhere else to really go. You've got the ZX14, you got the Hayabusa, you've got the H2, and yeah, a lot of the 1000s have a lot more power than others, you know, like the BMW is going to be a lot quicker than the Honda, but it doesn't give you much room to play with. So if you start with a 300, keep it for a year or so, and then move to a 600, you've already matured, and you're also not going to get bored from the 600 as quickly as you would. So, in my expert opinion, that's not expert at all, I would recommend starting on a 300. Now, can you start on a 600? Fuck yeah, you can. Do I recommend it? I don't necessarily not recommend it. I recommend more starting out on a 300 than on a 600. But to each their own, right? Do I wish I had started on a 600? No. Why? Because this bike still keeps me satisfied. After all the time that I've had it, which to be fair isn't that long, I haven't really thought, you know, I'm bored of this bike, I want to move up. No. I would like a 1000. I would like to have that much more power. But it's not something that I think I need right now. So, starting on that 250 helped me sort of appreciate the power of this more. 250 sucked ass. You know, there was no power to that thing whatsoever. It was basically a fucking scooter. So whenever I came up to this, and I've experienced all this power, and I've experienced what no power feels like, it makes me think, you know, yes, I would like to move up, but I've had worse, so I don't really need to, you know? So yeah guys, that's it. Long story short, I think the Kawasaki Ninja 300 is the best starter bike. I know I didn't necessarily compare it to the Honda or the Yamaha or Suzuki's 250, which I wouldn't recommend at all. It's too expensive for such little power. But for what you get from a Ninja 300, I would highly recommend it to start on. Yes, you can start on a 600, and if you really feel like you want to, go ahead and do it. Nobody's going to stop you, and I'm not going to tell you not to. I still think starting on a 600 is a fantastic idea. Starting on a 1000, however, no. I don't think anybody should start on 1000. And again, it comes down to the fact that it's not necessarily that you cannot start on a 1000. It's more to do with the fact that you're gonna get bored of that 1000. You know, yeah, it's a lot of power, but you're still gonna get bored of it. If it's the only power you've experienced, you're not gonna want to go down to a 600, and you're gonna want to go up more. So I would definitely recommend the Ninja 300. Second choice would be a 600. So I'm done for today, guys. I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful weather some more. I'm gonna head out. Alright guys, if you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more terrible content, and yeah.